Okay, hello everybody. Hello. Hello. Welcome to a qualifying round of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. It's actually our seventh on this tour, which is the NGDC Tour Season 3. We're really happy to be back here in Athens. We were here for the first time last year, and we have so many fond memories. Hello, Happy Land. Yeah, but this year it's gonna be even more fun because we have these gentlemen here. Sort of. Is that making it more fun? Yeah. And we have a whole new way of doing this live contest pitch battle in. And just to explain the rules, I will do that in a moment, but just to explain what the contest is about, check this out. And there should be sound. Can there be lights?
And scary,
There you go.
but also exhilarating. The freedom to create, working with like-minded people. The long days, sleepless nights, the leaps of faith, the pride in what you do. There are ups, the moment you first playtest it, the reaction of the first who tries it out. There are also many downs. But when you fail, you learn that your game needs to be discovered, for more people to know it exists. So you enter the discovery contest, and a new journey begins. Battling on stage, pitching your game, first at home, then abroad, with and against other gifted developers from all over the world, making new business connections, even friendships, learning how to pitch, sell, connect, and evolve. Getting your game out there, that's what it's all about. Nordic Game Discovery Contest.
Yeah, so that sets the mood. The tension mounts, right? Yeah. So now I am about to explain the rules to you. It needs a little bit of explanation. So the NDDC board has selected 3 contestants for this qualifying round. They will come up here on stage in a minute, and they will battle it out in 4 different rounds, where our judges here will participate as well. So first round is meet the contestants and show us their game. Second round is questions from the judges about the game, about the gameplay. Third round is about the reality surrounding the game, meaning price point, business plan, whatever you have in mind, dear judges. And then, as a last final round, it's called the final round, very proud of that title. It's about swaying the judges. The contestants, they have one last chance to try to do something that will make the judges love them even more than the other contestants. And that could be anything. It could be a dance, or juggling with fire, or maybe even showing a snippet of a game. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so we're almost ready to introduce you to the judges, but first we gotta meet the assistant, because I couldn't have done this on my own. I need a person that can do the math while also sit down and look really enthusiastic. And for that job, please meet Teddy Floreur. Teddy is the key person here, because there's a strict time limit to the answers from the contestants. They only have 30 seconds to answer the questions, and if they exceed that, then guess what's happening? Can you show us what's happening? Yeah. All right, so now it's time to meet our dear judges. So where should we start? Mikael, you want to start? Who are you?
Hey guys, my name is Michael Lieber. I'm CEO and founder of Booster Space, and I represent Kickstarter here in Europe as Outreach Games.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen Lee. I head up business development for Deca Games. We take over live operations for your existing titles.
Hello, I'm Mike Hines, and I'm not in charge of anything at Amazon.
Hey, woohoo!
My name is Junpei. I'm a community manager at Supercell.
Woo! But just keep it. Thank you. Okay, so now we are ready to start. Round number one. We're gonna meet the contestants. We're gonna check out how they are doing back where they are from. And first up is from Israel, contestant number one, Gamut, with a game called Purgatory Guardian. Please come up here on stage, man. Now, take a seat, any seat. And then, with one word, describe your studio.
Small and big.
That's a new word. That's good. Small and big. Okay, next contestant. No, sorry. That's not true. Because now we're going to see behind the scenes at Gamut. What is going on there? The video you sent is a little bit long. You only have 30 seconds, so I'm going to cut it off by the help of you, Teddy. Are you ready? Teddy, go. Oh, that was a good place to cut it, right? Yeah, stop, says Teddy. Okay, give it a hand for behind the scenes at Gamut. All right, next up is contestant number two. It's Lorsa from Greece with a game called Katusha. Please enter the stage. And can you describe your studio with one word, please?
Old school.
Old school. So now it's small and big versus old school. Pretty exciting. And it looks like you are about to say something there, or really, really tired. Let's check it out.
It's the beginning. I was looking for a Katyusha game on Google. I didn't find anything, so I thought, why not?
Originally, she was a brunette, sort of a femme fatale. Manos said, hey, I think most Russians are blonde, so made her blonde, and it actually turned out pretty cool, I think.
The best part of the process was the research that I made, so I could make all these historic World War II weapons.
Really interested in the vision that Manos had for what this game could be.
We want players to finish each level in multiple ways, while fighting with challenging AI and taking advantage of the crafting system.
We are going to create the best platform RPG experience ever made.
Whoa. That's cool. And then we just missed one contestant, contestant number three. It's Pixel Rain from Greece with a game called Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries. Oh, I can feel that you have some home audience there. So that should make you extra special nervous, huh?
Yeah.
So,
kind of.
So describe your studio in one word, please.
If I'm speaking for my teammates as well, I'd say passionate.
Passionate. So it's passion versus small and big versus old school. That's kind of a dangerous trio there. I'm excited. Are you excited? Yeah. Oh, I thought so. Okay, let's take a look.
Και εδώ είναι το στούντιο της Pixel Rain. Εδώ γίνονται τα σημαντικά πράγματα του Robbie Swifthand. Τα υπόλοιπα δεν χρειάζεται να τα γνωρίζετε. Έχουμε και λέμε. Εδώ είναι τα πλήκτρα μου, τα ηχεία μου, οι οθόνες μου και το project μου. Υπάρχει ακόμη ένα στουδιάκι, στο οποίο γίνεται η προεργασία της μουσικής και του sound design, αλλά τώρα πού να τρέχουμε ως εκεί. Λοιπόν, σας περιμένουμε όλους στο Athens Games Festival για να παίξουμε Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries. Γεια σας!
Give him a hand. So now we've seen a little bit about the studios from the contestants, and now it's about their games. So first up is contestant number one, Gamut. I'm gonna show the trailer that you have sent us, and after that you have 30 seconds to tell us what we just saw, okay? All right, here we go. And are you ready? 30 seconds from now.
Hello. We are creating a semi-open world action shooter RPG. The game is in the purgatory. You basically have the option to go over the world in the purgatory and save the souls of human beings for being dragged into hell. So we're a three-team studio, and most of what you saw is basically me. And the music composition is one guy and one programmer. And we've been creating this game for the last year and a half. The demo is only 1 year, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, thank you. So now it's on to contestant number 2. We're gonna see the trailer of the game called Katusha. Now. Right, and 30 seconds from now.
So we saw a trailer, our gameplay trailer, which is from the early alpha version demo, which is on Steam. It has our unique stealth system, first level of the game. 7 months of development is what you saw. It has the eagle, shooting mechanics, user interface, the final version, and we're going to add in the next updates interaction with NPCs, trading, crafting, loot, which is going to be random, and also random generated levels.
Wow. That's it. Thank you. And now on to contestant number 3. Let's check it out, Robbie Swifthand. Whoa. So what happened there? You have 30 seconds from now.
Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries is a hardcore 2D platformer designed to obviously inflict irreversible psychological damage. We created it in the time span of 1.5 years. And we're just a small team of 3. And we've already been in Gamescom. We've been featured by Unite Berlin. And we hope to get it from Steam that it currently is to Xbox One, PS4, and okay.
Thank you so much. Woo. So that went fast. Now we're actually at the end of round 1, and this is where our dear judges step into play. Because now you have to decide who did best in this first round, showing us their studio and showing us their game. You have a sign for each game here in your hand. When I say 3, 2, 1, you show it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, show us your game. And I cannot see anything. But I don't have to. You should just show it to Teddy. That's the most important. Oh, it's actually a tie. We're starting out with a tie. This is so exciting. And let's move on to next round. So this is round 2. This is where you get questions from the judges. And that's why I will have you, contestant number 1, to stand up and go into the limelight so that you feel the pitching tension, okay? Right. So who do you want to start, dear judges? All right. Please hit it.
Cool. Was there a reason why you chose the FPS RPG genre?
Yes. First of all, to do a first-person RPG shooter game is not something very realistic today. But I made a lot of games in mobile in the past, small mobile games like runners and platformers, and I wanted to create something that's beyond the edge of a small group. We're only 3 people, and everyone who sees these games don't believe we're only 3 persons. All the graphics, everything you see, the story, it's all of us, and it makes a feeling that it's beyond belief. So we all play games that we liked, and all three of us love FPS.
Stop. That's nice. Next question, Mike.
The art is beautiful, and I get that it's an amazing accomplishment from a small team. Customers don't care about that, really. What they care about is what's different between this and every other first-person shooter coming out from studios.
What's the question?
What's different between this and every other first-person shooter coming out?
Well, as a gamer, I played a lot of FPS like Destiny, Borderlands, and Doom, and the truth is there is something lacking in this world that is something in between. So what we did is created a game that is surrealism, but with a lot of realistic aspects and with a lot of story-driven quest. And it's a niche that it's out to achieve, but people who come to the booth today say to us, wow, it's exactly what I'm looking for, because it's something that is lacking. When you play Destiny, you have a great storyline, gameplay. It's missing of those games out there.
Time's up, and we'll move on to next question, Steven.
All right, since Mike took my question, I'll ask another one. It looks like a really beautiful game, interesting story. Can you talk to me about, are there any other game modes, for example, multiplayer, other than just playing through the campaign? Thanks.
Yes, we currently have shown the single-player mode storyline, but we're currently developing a co-op version of a game, not multiplayer co-op version, because we're going to do an experience that's similar to Borderlands, so you can play with a friend and go in different area and side quests, and so you can enjoy not alone with the story.
Okay, thank you. And then last question from Michael.
We didn't hear about this on stage, but in your pitch we got, you were saying there's a lot of historical accuracy in the storylines. So how do you achieve that? Is there like a true historic background, and do you have historians developing this for you?
I developed the story, but what's specific about, special about the game is that all the facts and the story behind each character is the gray area of the story. I took from Wikipedia a lot of stories that are out there that we're not seeing in actual games. Today, games try to make us feel that it's special and unique, but when you read online what's happening out there, it's even more far away. So I took these stories that are completely crazy and made the player, go into the info codex with a link to Wikipedia, so you can actually check my facts of each one of the stories out there that are pretty
Time's
crazy.
up. Thank you so much.
The game is called historical accuracy. Check the Bible. Purgatory Guardian.
Okay, thank you, Mike. On to the next contestant, and please come and stand up and get ready for a round of questions, starting with maybe Michael this time. No? Then pass the mic. Mike.
You can do that twice.
Sorry. Here we go.
So why do you believe that retro games are better than games with modern style gameplay?
I cannot say that I truly believe this. Those are different kind of gameplay. All retro games and new games give you different experiences. But we chose retro games because we are old school gamers. Like we like to put also RPG elements in our games. We believe more like with gameplay. We have a pixel art game, and we want to give users the experience via our gameplay and make it immersive. You know, like old school games, we use our imagination in those games, and players use their imagination as well when they get into the game. And this is not translated with the new graphics.
Time's up. Thank you. Next question.
Okay. Roughly how much content in terms of hours of gameplay is in the game, and is there any incentive for people to replay the game?
Well, actually, we are going to have randomly generated levels. They're going to be 4 hours of gameplay, 12 levels, and they're going to have random loot, and they're going to choose some different path in some way of the scenario. So yeah, they have many reasons.
Thank you. And next question.
So much of the enjoyment of the game is understanding what the song means and the emotion and the tension behind the song. You know, is she actually going to meet up with her boyfriend ever again? Yes or no? If I don't know the story, why would I care about your game?
Well, actually, Katyusha is a poem of 3 paragraphs, so whoever reads those paragraphs can understand what the game is about. It's going to have 3 multiple endings. I'm not going to spoil them for you, but you're going to be really excited when you see one of those endings, and you're going to feel this experience in World War II, where people, for example, die, they're starving, the war, the tension. It's going to have the letters, real-life World War II letters, so it's going to have a lot of stuff there.
Thank you. And last question.
My question was taken. Let's see. Let's see. Platformers.
Take your time. You don't have 30 seconds.
Okay, do you plan to release the game in any other platform than PC in the future?
Yes, in PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Android, and iOS. That's why we made it on Unity, so that's going to be a light version of the game. According to analysts, like nearly 50% of the gaming industry comes from mobile revenue, so we respect both PC consoles and mobiles. So yeah, we're going to go for all platforms, definitely.
All right, thank you. That was contestant number 2. Give him a hand. And now let's move on to contestant number 3. Stand in the limelight, sir, and get ready to be toasted. Who want to ask the first question? All right, please go.
So I think you mentioned cross-platform community level editor. So can you tell me more about that? Are you going more toward user-generated content?
Yes, we are trying to make the game in a way that if it reaches critical mass in user base, it's very likely that we're going to release a level editor that players are going to be able to create their levels, for example, on a platform such as PC or the Switch. And the players from other platforms will be able to enjoy these levels regardless of what their console of preference.
Okay, thank you. Next question.
To get through any of the levels in Robbie, you've got to memorize everything and be sharp on with your timing. I didn't see any game mechanic in Robbie that would help retain people who started to get frustrated or would just hit repeat failure levels. How are you going to keep people like that in your game?
Well, thing is, we fixed that some while ago. We made 3 difficulty modes instead of 2. I am sure, like, I know you from some time, and I've seen that you played my game like a while ago. But now we have the not so hard mode, which is even for a casual player, is a challenging experience without having too much tension or too much demand from the point of the game. So now you don't have to be a pro player to actually pass one level and
Time's up. Sorry. Next question, please.
Who's the target audience for your game? And be as specific as possible.
Gamers that want a hardcore experience.
That was good. And last question from Michael, sorry.
Actually, Mike took my question slightly, but now you contradicted yourself in the statement. If your main target audience is hardcore gamers, what's in it, or how do you get the non-hardcore gamers to actually even start playing this game and giving them a nice experience?
Thing is, the wording was specifically gamers that want a hardcore experience. I might get a casual gamer that wants something challenging to feel like he has achieved something after a level, but I'm not going to push him too far. If you're a casual player, you can play the not-so-hard mode. If you're a hardcore gamer, you can play the hard mode. And if you're a really, let's say, mentally insane person, you can go to the insanity mode and torture yourself for hours.
Okay, thank you so much. That concludes this second round. Yeah. So dear judges, now it's time for you to decide who decides to win or deserves to win this second round about the game and the gameplay. So are you ready to show us your game? 3, 2, 1, show us your game. Yes. Thank you. Whoa, that is really, really exciting, I think. I don't know the scoring. The scoring system is based on an algorithm originally discovered in the ancient Greece, actually, before Greece even was here. It's true. And it's so exciting that we need a little breather now, because otherwise I will sweat to death. So let's chill out and take a look at the dear sponsors that are supporting the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. First up is Exola. They have chose to show you a trailer that is best enjoyed in completely silence. And now we can talk again. That was a good trailer, right? On the other side of the scale is another of our dear esteemed sponsors, namely Dolby, who has something to say like this. Yeah, a big hand to Dolby as well. Oh, we love them. So we are so very proud of our sponsors, and they are happy with us because we travel around the globe almost, at least Europe, to do the qualifying rounds of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. This is, as I think I mentioned it, the 7th qualifying round we're doing in this season. And to celebrate that and for you to understand the scope of this majestic competition, I have spent most of my time as a grown-up creating this video. Yeah, that's where we are now, and then. And then it all concludes with the grand finals taking place at Nordic Game 2019 on the 22nd to 24th of May. Are you going to be there? I think you are. Oh, I made that heartbeat there. Oh, I'm so proud of that. But just to mention a little bit more about the prizes, because there are so many prizes to win if you are a contestant here and you go all the way. But also just for the winners of each of the qualifying rounds, they'll get press coverage from Plan of Attack and Mail.ru. And then should you win here and go to the grand finals at Nordic, it's not only about pitching and battling on stage there in the semifinals and the big final. It's also, you also get a booth there where you can show your game and actually pitch it in front of all these industry experts that are joining us. You are also part of a mentor session the day before the conference. And besides this, there will be tons of great stuff coming in the next month, especially maybe from, I don't know, from Amazon, or I don't know. But we'll see about that, right? Okay, so if you want to follow us and follow the finalists, please visit one of our websites here and support your local finalists. All right, that was it. Now let's move on to the third round, because now the tension mounts for real. This time we are going to have questions from the judges, but it's about the reality surrounding the games now, and that's why contestant number 1 should stand up and get ready again. Are you ready, judges, to fire away your first question? Michael, you do it, right?
I have the mic. So, what is more important to you and your team? Be critically acclaimed or have growing revenue?
The first one.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah, it's important to us to create something that we're really proud of. We're not looking for fans. Everything you saw has been done on our free time because we really put our art into it. I'm a designer. Everything you saw is my free time. Same for the compositor and the programmer. We never look for fundings yet. No, money, nothing. So this is just showing us that we try to create something that we're very proud of, which succeed outside, and not looking for money. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next question.
So a lot of the FPS games that you've played as a gamer are really being built and supported by huge teams, huge studios with lots of resources. How do you plan to compete with that? Let's say, for example, right now you're 3 people, you launch a game, it's maybe not picking up enough players right away, so the revenue is not coming yet. How do you expect to be able to keep up and compete with large studios in the market?
Well, we're not trying to compete really with a larger studio. We're more like trying to go naturally in the flow that's supposed to be done with every game. For example, we try to polish the demo as much as possible and still keep a quality that is needed to the hardcore gamer today for the good strong platform like Xbox or PlayStation, and etc. Afterwards, we're going to build the community around hopefully a big store online and really take the reviews in art like we did today from every person who play our games and fix these things to make it the best possible out there.
And time is up. Thank you. And next question.
You've got amazing vision and some amazingly good ideas. But seriously, how many months and how many dollars do you need until you ship?
Well, you know, in the end of the day, I look at the company, for example, the very famous company from Poland who did Witcher, and they just proven to everyone that they can do the best game out there in a third or a tenth of what the biggest have done. And not saying that I'm competing with any one of them, but I know that if we can do something like that people out there say it's crazy to do, like you just said, like everyone today, then it's possible, because even a small team don't have to limit itself to a small game. If he has the willingness, he can create something very big, and don't be afraid out there to compete with the big guys.
So you have no idea how many months or how much money you need?
Well, right now, I believe that my aim is 2-3 years. Top.
Time
Okay.
is up. And last question, please.
So you said that I guess revenue is secondary in nature. Are you looking for people to join your team, and how are you going to convince those people to join your team if financial is not in the highest priority for your company?
We have people that are currently joining our team because they have a vision that is similar to us. We try to make the best game out there. We're showing that you can pay people to do your work, but when people put your soul in the game, you know, I can't say exactly who's working for us right now, but they understand what vision is, and they can really do something for money instead of working for us because they believe it's the same vision that we have. So it's hard to describe, but obviously we buy what indeed we pay for what is needed for creation and to get the best game out there. We're not limiting ourselves.
And time is up. Thank you so much. That was contestant number 1. And now it's contestant number 2. Please stand up and get ready for questions. Who wants to start? Judges? Yes.
I'll start.
Hit it.
Let's see. Okay. I think you were looking for a lead dev and an animator. Why would someone would like to join your company?
First of all, we found our lead developer. Animator is something optional. Cutscenes are not, our priority at this point. So anyone who shares the same vision with Katyusha and wants to give to the gamers an innovative experience with immersion and likes World War II scenarios and pixel art graphics can join our team.
Thank you. Next question.
You've taken a look at the median revenue generated by pixel art platform games. Assuming you do about that well, is that enough to support your studio?
That's not enough. The only game that is so popular it's going to make large revenue is definitely Bloods and Ritual of the Night. We also saw that Death's Gambit and Chasm did not go well at sales, but here we're going to give players a real World War II platform RPG experience. A lot of immersion, a lot of unique gameplay elements like the stealth system, like the usage of the pet in battle and solving puzzles, randomly generated levels and multiple endings, so it's not going to be just a pixel art game.
Thank you. Next question.
Looking at your current studio composition and run rate, how are you planning to price the game? How many units would you have to ship in order to be profitable?
Good question. I'm going to price it like at 9.99. You said what, if we're happy, how many units? Sorry. If we're happy, like with even 50,000 sales, we would be happy, but our goal is 500,000 sales because Russian gamers are like 45 million gamers. So yeah, we have a lot of audience there.
Great, thank you. And last question.
I actually changed my mind on what to ask you. This character looks pretty nice, and the eagle as well. Will you go out with merch as well and have cosplaying at events in the future?
That's another excellent question. Yes, we already announced that we're going to make Katyusha figures, which will support our funding. We're going to merchandise it, both Katyusha and the eagle, with either t-shirts or merchandise stuff, and also with collector's edition in the final version. But we have a long way to go. We're in early alpha still.
All right, thank you. That was the conclusion. And then, last contestant, please step into the light of terror. Okay, want to start, Michael?
Yeah, I go back to my original question also for you. What's more important, critically acclaimed or growing revenue?
healthy balance, I'd say. You can't have one without the other, because if you have good revenues on one game and that harms your next games and your reputation, what's good with it? But on the other hand, you need to have a sustainable business.
Next question.
Great, you just perfectly led into my next question. So, what is your plans? Well, after you launch this game, what are your plans for your next game, and how are you planning to build Robbie into a sustainable IP?
It's going to be a long one. So, first of all, we have already launched it. It's on Steam. We want to finish it for all platforms. We're going to collaborate with third parties. We already have a contract with East to West to cover the Chinese territory. That's why we are also looking for other publishers to take other continents and other platforms in order to give it to the right hands to become a commercially successful product. For future projects, we're going to either get funding from...
Time is up. Next question, Mike.
Kind of a follow-up question from yours, Steve. Does the revenue that you're generating from your Steam release pay for the conversion to consoles?
Can you please rephrase that? I do not understand the question.
The revenue that you're earning from the released game on Steam, is it enough to pay for the migration to the console versions?
Yes, it is.
Short answer. Okay, last question.
Nowadays, I think you cannot ignore the revenue that comes up from mobile games. And I was curious why you decided to port it to consoles instead of putting it out to mobile, for example.
Because we've seen from user feedback that they really want it to be going on the Switch first, then they want to see it on PlayStation and Xbox One. We are also working with a publisher that really suggests that we first make it for the Switch and PlayStation, because he has some connections there, and it's better for us and them as well. And then it's going to be easier after the Switch port to make it for iOS and Android. We're making it in Unity, so there's not much harm there.
And time's up. Thank you so much. Now, that concludes round 3, but I think that we need a little exercise, actually, because I don't know if you noticed, but there's a difference in between these chairs. One of them has a secret hatch where you will fall down. No, not really. It's more like this chair is called the leader's chair. And before we do the points for round 3, let's see, how was it after the 2 first rounds, Teddy? So Robbie is in charge. Can you please come and sit in the leader's chair then? And a hand. But it's not necessarily so that you will be sitting there now, because now we need the points after round 3. So are you ready, judges?
This one's hard.
It's meant... Oh. It looked hard. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Show us the game. Oh. Now, Mr. Algorithm, does that change anything? Katusha's in charge now. Ooh, please come and sit in the leader's chair. And now, I mean, I cannot even say how excited I am, because now it's the final round. And now it's time for the contestants. One final chance of swaying the crowd, swaying the judges, even swaying me. I love to be swayed. So please, contestant number 1, you have a 30-second to show us something, and you can talk while you show it, or you can not talk, but you should stand up anyway. All right? So are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Katusha, is it...
No, stop. Contestant number 1.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was almost, but not quite. We're still there. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. I didn't have something very specific to say about this step right now, but I have to say that I really enjoyed to work with my team the last 2 years. Everything we created really make us proud of every steps, every design, every level. We're really proud of ourselves, and I believe that people will understand that and feel that This is why people will come and download our game. In 4 months, it's going to be free on Steam, and I hope that you can follow us and believe in us because.
And time
this
is
the
up.
one.
Thank you. That was swaying. So, did you like that, audience? If you really liked it, it's like ah. If you sort of like it, it's like ah. If you don't like it, it's. That sounded pretty good. Now it's contestant number 2. Katusha, please stand up and get ready to go.
So, Katusha is a 2D platform RPG that is built under 4 pillars: immersion, innovation, entertainment, and emotion. In immersion, a World War II story based in real-life letters and personalities. Innovation, unique stealth kill system based in player skill, usage of pets in battle leveling system in both randomly generated levels and multiple endings. Entertainment, intense battles with advanced AI, RPG elements, quest rates and crafting. And emotion, living in World War II, missing your beloved boyfriend, reading real-life letters, living emotional moments like starving and deaths. And all this in a 2D platform RPG!
What do you think about that, audience? Okay, contestant number 3, come up on stage and show us what you've got. Are you ready? All right, go.
Yeah, for us, I would like to focus on another state. I'd say that within a year, we actually created a product that is on the market already. We already have some deals with major publishers, and we have pending contracts that we're reviewing currently. We've gone to Gamescom. We got featured by Unity in Unite Berlin. We also did a talk there. They used our assets to demonstrate how to make really good games, and our game has 95% positive on Steam.
Thank you. So how did he do? So now, judges, it's time to give the scoring for the fourth round, and that is taking all rounds into account and then decide on who did best, including show us your game, behind the scenes, gameplay answers, business plan answers, and the last swaying. Ooh, it's exciting. But I need to see some games now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1, show us your game. Okay, but it's not over, because now Mr. Teddy Florea, the living algorithm, will do the points while I will play this magnificent music. It's a new word I've done here, and it's here. So, Mr. Algorithm, let me see how you do. I will come. Yes. And then you have to subtract and add. And yes, no, but no, nah. Yeah, okay. More? Yeah. And we have a winner. It's been decided that the winner of the 7th qualification round of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest is Robbie Swifton! Great job, man.
Thank you. Can I get my
Yes. Get the team on stage. Let's celebrate and look at this beautiful sign, because this is where you're going.
Vicky's not here?
Yeah, Vicky is at our booth.
Okay, that's too bad, but here they are. And they are all going to Sweden for the finals. Congratulations. And that concludes this round of the qualification round of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. I want to thank you, judges. Great job on sharp questions, and timing was good. And thank you to all the contestants. You did really good. And you, the audience, I love you. Thank you. See you in Sweden.